Hi there, it's me Gemma, a story and a song, and I'm coming to you today with my review of The Wicked Deep by Shea Earnshaw. Now, previously on this channel I have done some book reviews, but they've all been of books that I really liked, whereas this is a review of a book that I did not like, so spoiler for that. Now, I'm going to start off with some non-spoilery pros and cons, and then I will get into a bit of a spoiler discussion, but I'll let you know when I'm getting to that part. So this book follows an island called Sparrow. Three sisters a few hundred years ago were drowned for being witches, and every summer, the legend goes, they return to take revenge and drown boys in the sea. So the main character is a girl called Penny Talbot, and her father died some years before in mysterious circumstances. Like a lot of parents in YA fiction, her mother has basically taken to bed and is not a very big presence in Penny's life, other than that she lives with her but doesn't seem to do much actual parenting. So Penny is involved with this by sheer fact that she lives in the town. And then she meets a boy called Beau at the beach on the night that all this supposedly starts, and offers him a job in her family's lighthouse, which is still up and running for local fishermen. Now, pros of this book. I really liked the premise of the book. I liked the idea of the three sisters returning, dragging boys to their watery depth. I thought it would be really spooky. I thought that it would be kind of like, maybe a bit like practical magic kind of thing, but it wasn't. And that is the only pro that I have, unfortunately, for this entire book, aside from the fact that it was a pretty quick read. Now, cons. I can't give the biggest con without being spoilery, but I will give away that there is a twist in this book towards the end that completely ruined it for me. So I hope that you don't take that as too big of a spoiler. I think as well that I found the romance very forced, and I just didn't enjoy the main character at all from, I would say, about halfway through the book when I figured out what the twist was. Now, those are very short, non-spoilery pros and cons, so if you were thinking about reading this book, then you should probably stop here because I'm about to launch into spoilers right this very minute. Now, I spoke about a con that ruined this book for me, and that being a twist. Now, the twist is Penny Talbot, from basically after the first couple of chapters, is no longer Penny Talbot. She is in fact one of the three sisters and has been possessed by them, so she is not in control of her own body anymore. The reason that I hated this so much was because, number one, Beau Carter has come to the town because his brother was murdered by these sisters. You find out that the sister who murdered his brother, is in fact the one who is possessing Penny. We're supposed to feel sorry for this one of the sisters. And also she engages in sexual acts with Beau while in Penny's body. So basically, this sister has been taking over Penny's body every summer for the last 3 years, including drowning Penny's dad and also murdering Beau's brother last summer. Like I said, she engages in sexual acts with Beau while in control of Penny's body, while Penny can't consent. And we're supposed to believe that Beau falls in love with her, knowing all of this, and that we are supposed to feel sympathy for these girls. Now, I can understand, like, in a sort of hocus pocus way, that you say, you know, it was really terrible what happened to them while they were alive, that shouldn't have happened. Maybe they get a bit of a redemption arc in the end, you know, wasn't their fault what happened to them. But they've been returning every summer for hundreds of years to drown people, drown boys in the sea, take over girls' bodies and use them. So I personally, other people's mileage may vary on this, I cannot feel sorry for any of these sisters. They're horrible. And when it got to the end where Bo continues to have a relationship with Penny, now back in her own body, without telling her any of this, and still is in love with this sister, it's just really, ugh. I just found it really icky. That's the only word I can think of. I found it icky as hell. And I think the thing that icked me out the most was that it's not condemned in any way, really, what she's done to Penny. Penny gets a total short shrift in this book. Her dad's murdered, her body's been taken over for 3 years. She knows that this is true and she knows it's happening, so she's been avoiding it. So I just don't get it. And then it's revealed also that her mum has known that this has been happening. So her mum could have removed her from Port Talbot and saved her from being, taken over and possessed by this ghost witch, but hasn't done anything about it. I'm sorry, this book just actually made me angry, and I don't really get angry a lot. If I don't like a book, I can normally go, well, it wasn't really for me, but there was things about it I liked, so 2.5 stars. I just was made angry by this book, and I was made angry by the way that we were supposed to feel sympathy for this witch whose name, let me just say, Hazel Swan, and her sisters Marguerite and Aurora. I just, So the last bit is here of Hazel. So he's talking to Penny now, not Hazel, and Penny says, on my left index finger is a scar, nearly healed, at least a week or two old, can't recall how I got it, can't seem to find the memory in the trenches of my mind. And then, I know there is more meaning in his answer than what he's willing to reveal, but my head still feels foggy, my body wanting to drag me back into my dreams. So I ask one more question before I drift off. What happened to you? And he says, I lost someone I loved. And at that point, I was like, because, goddamn, Bo as well disappointed the shit out of me, because the fact that he stays on this island basically to be close to the memory of Hazel and is again taking advantage of Penny. Ugh. I mean, if that was me and I was him, I would be so creeped out by the fact that I had slept with someone who was not in control of their own body. So yeah, this book just made me angrier than usual, I think for all those reasons. And I think because I was actually quite invested in Penny herself from the beginning. And then when I found out what had been done to her, I was just like, God damn. And I'm still not over it, and I would not recommend this book. I would not recommend it. I think it's the worst book that I've read so far this year, and it's being unhauled swiftly. I just wanted to keep it to do this review. After this, it's been unhauled. So, yeah, I know that may be quite a big reaction to a small book, and I'm sorry if I rambled on at all, but I just can't handle it. And I just think that the story could have been done the same way, but if the ending had been different, like if the twist had still been that Hazel took over Penny's body, but Penny was able to fight back, or Bo was able to fight back and save Penny for the sake of saving Penny. I think if it had ended that way, I would have felt a lot differently about the book. But I just, yeah. Anyway, it's, like I say, it's been my least favourite book this year, so what better one to have my first rant review on my channel. So if you liked this book, if you didn't like this book, either way, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye.